Today we are going to review constant of proportionality, or COP, and percents. For the first problem, we're going to take a look at a graph and find the constant of proportionality from the graph. When you do this, you go to the x-axis and you want to look to where in a 1 hour, how far from home you actually are. So remember, your x always needs to be equal to 1 to find the constant of proportionality. Once you go up to the solid line, you'll move left and you can see that the COP is equal to 47. In problem 2, we are going to find the constant of proportionality from a table. Find the constant of proportionality for the proportional relationship between the weight and cost shown in the table. Then find the cost of 15 pounds of peaches. So here, for weight, we have 4, 6, and 8 pounds, and we have a cost of $4.92, $7.38, and $9.84. So you want to take one of the total costs. I'll take $4.92, and I'm going to divide it by how many pounds are in the table. When I do that, I get $1.23 per pound. Now you could also select a different row, but you'll get the same exact amount because it already told us they were proportional. So the constant of proportionality then is $1.23 per pound. To find the cost of 15 pounds, if 1 pound is equivalent to $1.23, then you simply multiply $1.23 by 15 pounds. When you do that, you should get a total of $18.45 to purchase 15 pounds of peaches. In question 3, the equation describes a proportional relationship between x and y. What is the constant of proportionality? With this problem, you merely need to look for the number that's to the left of the x value. This represents the constant of proportionality, so that is 2/3. Just as a reminder, do not include the x. If we are just looking for the constant of proportionality, we just need to look at it from the equation. So we would not include x when we tell the reader what the constant of proportionality is. For question 4, we have to write the ratio as a decimal, a fraction, and a percent. To write it as a decimal, 13 to 15, you're going to use your calculator to go ahead and divide. So if you divide 13 by 52, you should get 0.25. When you write that value as a fraction, remember, it is read from left to right, and we write it from top to bottom. So that would be 13 over 52. But then you have to remember to reduce any fractions whenever you can. That does reduce to 1/4. To write it as a percent, I'm going to take it as a decimal and just move it 2 places to the right and add the percent symbol. So that would be 25%. So you can take one last look to make sure they are all equivalent. In question 5, we're going to complete the table by writing the fraction as a decimal and a percent. So we're doing much the same as question 4. To go from a fraction to that decimal, you're going to divide 20 by 500. When you do that, you get 0.04. And of course, you may use your calculator. To turn the decimal into a percent, simply move it 2 places to the right and add the percent symbol. In question 6, decide whether the question is looking for the part, the percent, or the whole. Obviously, with this one, you have to know what the percent formula is. Percent over 100 equals part over whole. And again, if the words is and of do help you, this is something you should be memorizing before you take the quiz. So if I look over here, it definitely gives me the percent, so I know I'm not looking for that, and I know also where it goes. Of 50. When I see the word of, that's talking about the whole, so I know 50 is going in the denominator, so I must be looking for the part. Now the question only asked you what you were looking for, but if then you want to go ahead and find that part, you are going to use cross product property. So it becomes 50 times 30, which is 1500. 100 times x, which is 100x. So you're multiplying diagonally, and then you're going to divide by that coefficient next to the variable. And in this problem, x is going to equal 15, which should make sense because it's part of 50 and it's only 30% of it. So it had to be lower than 50. In the next two questions, we are going to again use that percent formula. So like I said, it is really important that you memorize percent over 100 equals part over whole. And of course, you can continue to use the words is over of to help you figure out which is the part and the whole. So for this one, it says 19 is, so 19 is going to be the part of 20. That's my whole. And since I'm looking for the percent, I have x over 100. Again, go ahead and cross multiply. So with this one, we're going to get 20 times x, which is 20x, and 100 times 19, which is 1900. Then you're going to divide both sides by that 20, and x in this example is going to be equal to 95. I do need to add that percent symbol so that's what I was looking for, so it's 95%. What percent of 60 is 6? So in this one, it looks like we again are looking for the percent. So that's going to be x over 100 equals is 6 will be in the numerator and 60 is in the denominator. So with this one, we're going to go ahead then and cross multiply. You're going to get 60x is equal to 600. Dividing both sides by 60, we will get that missing value as being 10%. For number 9 and 10, once again, you can see we definitely need that percent formula. So making sure that you do memorize this before the quiz, otherwise it would be very difficult to do these problems. In number 9, we are given the percent, so that means it's going to be 30 over 100. And it looks like we're given the whole because I see the word of, so we must be looking for the part. After you set it up, you can go ahead and again cross multiply to solve number 9. So you're going to be going this way, you get 100x is equal to, then you're going to take that 30 times 75, and I've got 2,250. So then again, on both sides, you are going to be dividing by 100. So in this example, if you divide 2250 by 100, I get 22.50, which is the part. For question 10, we have blank is 25% of 600. Since we have the percent, that's going over 100. We are looking for the part, and we have the whole. So in this particular example, this is how it would be set up. And then go ahead and cross multiply. 100 times x is 100x. 25 times 600. That would be equal to 15,000. Then you're going to divide both sides by 100, and x is going to be equal to 150 in this example, which should make sense because we're only looking for part of 600, so it can't be over that. Okay, in question 11, if 40% of a number is 32, what is that number? Okay. So again, we're given the percent, so that's going over 100. Where you see is 32, we have the part, we're looking for the whole. So in example 11, again, you're cross multiplying, so I get 40x is equal to 3,200. Then divide both sides by 40. In number 11, x is going to be equal to 80, which again should make sense because we're looking for the whole, so it has to be larger than 32. In question 12, find the sales tax. If needed, round to the nearest penny. So when we're looking for how much we are going to pay in sales tax, we're going to take the selling price, which is $35, times 8.25%. So when you are using your calculator, please make sure you use that percent key. So in number 12, quick multiplication will give us, on our calculator, we get 2.8875. But remember, whenever this happens, you need to round to the nearest penny. So I'm going to be looking at the number to the right of 8, which is in the thousandths place value. Since that value is between 5 and 9, I need to round up. So the sales tax is going to be $2.89. If that 7 had been in between 1 and 4, we would have just left it alone. In the next question, we are looking for not only the sales tax, but also the total cost of the item. So in this one, we're going to do the same thing that we just did. We're going to take the selling price times the sales tax rate, and then we will add that amount to the original cost. So for the first part, 24 times 7% should give you $1.68. So we don't need to round on this one. Please make sure you use those dollar signs. The total cost of the item then is going to be $24 plus the $1.68. That should be a total of $25.68. Okay, in question 14, we need to find the commission. For this one, this involves earning a commission rate, where we're going to take the total sales times the commission rate. So it's very similar to calculating the tax. When you do that, 750 times 6%, that gives me $45. In question 15, a salesperson at a clothing store earns 8% commission each week. Last week, Derek sold $900 worth of clothing. How much did Derek earn in commission? And then the second part says, how much did the clothing store make from his sales? So for the first part, let's go ahead and take Derek's weekly sales of $900 times his commission rate of 8%. Multiplying on your calculator, you should get $72. So Derek earned $72 from making all of the sales. To figure out how much the company will make off of his sales, you need to take what he sold and subtract the amount the company paid him in commission, and you should get total sales that the store made of $828. And that concludes our review.